A washout in the series opener against West Indies. Positive in form of Shikhar Dhawan, but a concern too with Yuvraj getting out cheaply. To discuss all of it, we have Nikhil Chopra live with us. We will also listen in to what Sourav Ganguly and Adam Gilchrist have to say on Yuvraj's possible cricketing future. All right, now some months back, Shikhar Dhawan wasn't even sure of his place in the Indian ODI team. But the team management backed the opener and he is giving it all back with interest. Here's how. So we have former cricketer Nikhil Chopra with us. Nikhil, Shikhar Dhawan certainly making the most of this purple patch that he's hit, rain hit match.
Oozing with confidence. If you look at his body language as well, that positivity coming from Shikhar Dhawan, it's just been incredible.
Now, Nikhil, before the IPL, there were doubts over whether Dhawan will be able to make it to the Champions Trophy or not. But he's certainly sealed his place for a while. A perfect comeback, something others too can learn from.
Yeah, without a doubt. It's all about self-belief. I remember when he got dropped from the Indian team, he came into the Ranji Trophy playing for Delhi. But in the heart of hearts, he knew if he works hard, he gets runs in the Ranji Trophy, he does his part. And then, the rest will follow. And that's exactly what happened. We went into the Ranji Trophy games with that belief that he needs to go out there and get runs. It was important for him to get those 70s, 80s, 90s. Just get that flow going, get that confidence going. And he's never looked back. And I think, for anybody who's out.
Former captain Rahul Dravid says selectors need to take a call now. Where do they see Yuvraj and Dhoni in next couple of years? Is there a place for both of them or maybe just one of them?
All good teams in international cricket always try to find players with every year or every 5-6 months. And India have got a huge opportunity to do this. They just finished one world tournament. Obviously this is not the World Cup, but almost all the teams which play the World Cup has played in the Champions Trophy. So you can say it's as much as the World Cup. So from that point of view, I agree with Dravid. It's an opportunity to see how some of these young players perform.
Yuvraj's last 4 ODI innings haven't yielded anything substantial for India. 56 runs at an average of just over 18 belies of the potential he once possessed. These numbers, though clearly do not justify Yuvraj's true potential.
Dhoni and Yuvi, they need to work out themselves. Do they have the motivation to continue on that long? And so they need to be in conversation with the captain and with the selectors and the board.
Now, Nikhil, Dravid has said it that India should try out more options right in the middle and then decide.
And he'd probably have a cut-off, whether it's the Sri Lanka series or the series after that. And probably we're seeing that, some of the seniors in the side, if they get runs, then, there's no stopping. He would continue going with those senior guys because they're proven match winners. But unfortunately, if these seniors don't get runs, well, I guess it's only fair that you give the youngsters an opportunity, because don't forget, you need to groom, you need to give some experience to the youngsters as well to play in international cricket. You cannot be going into a World Cup right at the end and saying that, some of these kids are good. I might have a couple of debutants in the World Cup. So I don't think that Virat Kohli will go down that lane. I think he's probably got a cut-off date that he's got in his mind. He'll wait. These guys get runs, fair enough. Otherwise, he'll be looking at other people.
Now, it's sad to see a player like Yuvraj, Nikhil, struggle. His batting has taken a hit, but then with his fielding and bowling skills, he was always an all-round package for the Indian team. It doesn't look like that anymore.
Well, he's got to contribute. We all know that he was a proven match winner. There's a lot that's gone about himself outside that field of play. He's a champion. He's a tiger. He's fought back with whatever went on with his life. He got runs in Ranji Trophy because he still had the passion, and he had, most important, that belief. He can still go and wear the India colours and still be good enough in international cricket. That's why he played Ranji Trophy, and he's got runs and he's fought back into this Indian team. I think you give him a couple of more games or maybe one more series, I think he's still got some international cricket left in him so that he can go out and win new games. Contribution towards the ball, I'm not sure. That's a confidence thing with the captain, as and when, if he wants to use them or not. Fielding is something that, he's become really fit. He's got to be eager, he's got to be keen. I think that is something that he can most definitely improve on. But honestly, I don't think that he's a liability in the field. I think he's still pretty brisk in the outfield as well. It's just about a matter of getting some runs consistently, 2 innings or 3 innings maybe, and then you see that confidence bounce back. It's never easy for any senior proven match winner to come back, and when he's not consistently done well. He's got that 150 to his name in a big game against Pakistan, but if he had a couple more innings to his name, 30s, 40s and 60s where it counted, and we saw that free flow batting of Yuvraj Singh, he's a different sort of player. So I'm just waiting for another couple of innings that he can get runs, and you'll see Yuvraj Singh will be a different sort of role. The only person who's probably sitting out with that kind of experience and a match winner is the other southpaw left-hander Suresh Raina. Now that will depend how many runs he gets in Ranji Trophy, or as and when he gets an opportunity as well, because you'll need some senior characters in the team.
All right, Nikhil, thank you for joining us. Of course, we'll continue to debate this. Meanwhile, the meeting between the Committee of Administrators and the top BCCI officials to discuss the manager's report over Kumble-Kohli tiff is currently underway in Mumbai. After the captain-coach fiasco, which led to the resignation of Anil Kumble, the BCCI has now sought a detailed report from Kapil Malhotra, the administration manager of the team of the Champions Trophy. The report was to be discussed in the meeting as to what happened between the captain and coach. Also, the report from the manager who was part of the Indian team during India's home season. Joining me live is Rasesh Mandani right outside the BCCI headquarters in Mumbai, where the meeting is currently on. Rasesh, a marathon meeting going on right behind you. So what are your sources telling you? What's going on inside there?
Yes, you're right, with a rather lengthy meeting of the BCCI Committee of Administrators appointed by the Supreme Court. Obviously, they're not discussing simply the coach Virat feud, but I think that is a point of interest because, that's what sort of, taken Indian cricket by, supporters by surprise, the team that performed so exceedingly well. And for Anil Kumble to go away in this fashion, you bang on when you say that the manager's report have been sought, not just the manager of the Champions Trophy, but also the manager of the home season, because midway through that home season is when things began to go wrong between Kumble and Virat. And I think this is obviously the BCCI has already called for an advertisement, an extension of an advertisement for more applicants to come in to replace Kumble. But I think what the Committee of Administrators want to sort of locate is whether some board officials were sort of sitting on the feud for long or actually fueled the feud. And because at large Virat has been vilified for sort of wanting Kumble to go. But if there is another side to the story as well, if the manager has sort of pointed this out in his report as well, and if he had, then who had he shared with? I think these are the sort of details that the committee is looking at, because remember, history will remember of this feud to have happened during the reign of the Committee of Administrators, which are appointed by the court, and and Vinod Rai and company would want to be seen as acting on the issue, and it will be interesting to see how they take this case forward.
All right, Rasesh, Saurav Ganguly slammed Vinod Rai for the mishandling of this entire episode. So tough times for the Committee of Administrators as well.
Yes, it's very, they obviously find themselves, with limited powers. I think that's one of the problems as well. Saurav did say that he wants Vinod Rai and his committee to be more proactive. But the problem is, there are of course the office bearers, and the court order does not say in black and white if the existing office bearers, can continue or not. That is a point that they will have to wait for the next round of, next round of order, which will happen in the month of July. So even the SGM, which is likely to be attended by the likes of Srinivasan, who is over the age of 70 as we understand, but he would still attend because there is no sort of definite order on this point. So this absence of authority in the BCCI is also one of the reasons why this coach captain feud reached the proportions that it did, and it reached a stage where Kumble had to say that his relationship with Virat was untenable. Previously, there's always the president and the secretary who decide on the issue, and if there is a point of authority coming in, even the captain knows that, well, he may have his choices. If he sort of breaks the line, then there is someone to rein him in. Here, that was not happening, and that's also one of the reasons. It's not just the captain and coach responsible, also the fact that some board officials perhaps allowed the issue, the feud, to ferment, and it reached the stage where it did.
All right, Rasesh, thank you for joining us. We're going to come back to you later on during the course of the evening. The meeting's still on as we speak. Meanwhile, Indian women have started their World Cup campaign on a positive note. Batting first, the team India posted to win the contest 6-1. Mandeep Singh scoring 2 goals, while Talwinder and Harmanpreet chipping in with a goal each. India will next face Canada for a 5th place finish in the tournament.